Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It is just as chilly today. No, it's chillier today than it was yesterday. Minus 31 this morning. That's enough. That's plenty. The air just stinks of diesel smoke this morning. The one neighbor to the north, he's got his diesel truck running, and then the other neighbor to the west there, he's got all his graders running, just basically to keep everything from not good for bearings doing all them. There's just something, a block heater just can't do it. This isn't sufficient for keeping things warm at these temperatures. You got to keep them running. Anyway, speaking of warm, we got the got the water trough in there. That thing was froze solid. I had a short in the one submersible water heater there, or floating water heater. Froze up solid. I had to drag the whole water trough in here and put a heater in there and get it to warm up, so that I could get that thing defrosted out of there, and then I can get it back over there today. So I'll get that moved. Yesterday was a pretty big day. This didn't come in the mail. Actually, we had the fire department annual awards ceremony, and I'm not one much for the sound of my own horn, but sometimes it is nice to be recognized for your efforts, I suppose. Somewhere up here in the study, I'm gonna have to figure out a place to put this, but I'm not sure exactly where. But check out this bad boy. Look at that. What a beauty. So I got this for serving as the fire chief for my local community for a number of years. And just last March, I retired as the fire chief. And so at the award ceremony, I was recognized for my years of service. So that was something that I, greatly appreciate. It's definitely a humbling moment. And in the moment, they kind of caught me unaware, so I didn't have much to say. But anyways, it is definitely nice. I'm gonna have to find a spot. I think I'm gonna get a shadow box for this. I can hang it up somewhere on the wall. It's gonna be fantastic. Anyways, that wasn't the only award I got last night. The other one's in the house. It's up on the mantelpiece. I got one, the corniest, I don't know what it was. I think it was the corny award or something like that. It was cob of corn, golden cob of corn for basically making people snort milk out of their noses in some of my TikTok videos. So if you haven't ever checked out my TikTok videos, you can do it there too. It's the same name, Gentleman Farmer. Maybe don't let your kids watch. It's not quite as PG as the YouTube channel here, but anyways, it was a fun night. But enough about that and more about this. I got to divvy up the loop load here and get the chickens to 31 below. You think those chickens are having a good time? They are not. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're probably having a pretty good time. It's nice and warm. So they do have a very well insulated chicken coop, and they got some compost going on in there. But nevertheless, I mean, who likes 31 below? Not this guy. So I'm going to get some bread. Yesterday's bread. Yesterday's yogurt. There's some fruit, some vegetables. I'll get in some of that. Give them a mixed plate. A plowman's lunch, if you will. And then I got to head over to the barn and deal with some stuff over there. The stuff I got to deal with over there, I got to be careful bending down. My knee's still all messed up, but is this water trough. So the dog needs to have water over there. That's a must, right? So we had a floating water in there. Dog chewed the living daylights out of it. Put this one in there, and I put a bunch of nuts on the cable. Couldn't chew the cable, so that worked. But I mean, unfortunately, eventually the heater burnt out. Look at that. Oh yeah, blew a hole right inside of it. That makes a lot of sense. No wonder it didn't work. But this red one that I got here, supposed to be thermostatically controlled. It's just on. So this has been in here all night, and that water, it's hot. I'm gonna go get a thermometer, and we're gonna check what the temperature of that water is, because it's toasty. And I noticed that before, when I had it outside, where the sheep wouldn't drink from the water trough, and it was just a steaming. So it basically boils the water out of there. Yeah, 56 degrees Celsius, that water. So, I mean, you could shower in that, you could bath in that. It would be probably too hot for that. But it is the one that I use when I'm in a pinch and I got something that's froze solid. I fire that one up. So it has worked for what I needed it to work for, but I'm gonna get out of there. And then I basically got to take the cord end off of this yellow one, take all these nuts off, put them on the other one that I picked up at Peavey Mart. Actually, I got it at the closing sale at Peavey Mart. The last floating water heater in all of Grand Prairie. They didn't have any at UFA, they didn't have any at Princess Auto, but the closing out sale at Peavey Mart, I got the last one there for 20% off. First time I ever got a deal at Peavey Mart. So I'm going to cut that cord end off, put all those nuts on there, put the cord end back on, and then get that back in there so the dog has some water. I am surprised though. Not sure what happened there. Boy, that just blew right out the side. Just done. That's some hard water, I guess. Anyways, if you're looking for a floating water heater, maybe just like this one, maybe something similar. Actually, I was looking at HH Farms. I don't know if it was their Facebook story or Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or I don't know. Maybe they don't have all that stuff. I don't know. But anyways, I seen it on one of their things. They have like 7 different types, maybe more, different types of water heater for stock water heaters or stock water troughs. So rip out the Good Fare, check them out. They got everything you need. That's probably why there's none in Grand Prairie. They got the hookup. So anyways, I'm out here in, we call this the lambing pen, just south of the barn there. It's not the lambing pen yet. Hopefully not for another month. But nevertheless, at the bottom of the lambing pen is our one and only fixed permanent stock water heater. And I come here often with a 5-gallon bucket and then one of those little flat back buckets, and I scoop water out of there and I'll haul it up to the dog pen or the chickens or the turkeys or whoever's in the vicinity but isn't quite here, that needs a bit of water, needs a splash, a little drinky poo. But this is terribly inconvenient. Like, there's got to be a better way. And then I got to thinking, well, I mean, there's power here. There's power and there's pressurized water. So is there anybody on the channel that has ever used one of those heat traced garden hoses? You know, the kind that you plug into the faucet and then you can plug into an outlet that's right there. And then the garden hose doesn't freeze. Because that kind of got me thinking, well, if a guy had one of those and just drill a hole in the side of the water and then just put the hose through and spray foam it up so it was all sealed up or whatever, but then just have it kind of hanging here. And then if you wanted to fill a bucket, just go ahead and spray the nozzle and just fill the bucket. I don't know if the nozzle would freeze up or if that would cause a bunch of grief or just what the deal was. But if anybody's ever done that, just teed off of a water with a little garden hose for winter access for water, just let me know. I would be really interested to hear from you how it worked, if it was successful, if it was a fail, how it could be improved, all that jazz. Maybe a picture would be an even bigger bonus.